Hey YouTube, welcome back to Andy's Corner. Today I just wanted to talk a little bit about life expectancy, and no, not your life expectancy, the equipment's life expectancy, because everything out there has a life expectancy. Homeowners always say, is it how much longer do I have left on this unit? We don't have any idea, but the thing's going to fail eventually. If it's made by man, it's doomed to fail eventually. That's just a fact. And because none of them last forever. Regardless if it's a furnace, an air conditioner, a heat pump, a geothermal, whatever you're working on, none of them last forever. And you have to be able to communicate with your homeowners if you're doing residential service, because we all know commercial work, they want those damn things to last forever when they should have been thrown away years ago. But as far as residential stuff, I go with a 15-year rule, with which right around a 15-year, because once you get into that 15-year mark, if you have any expensive repairs, and we're talking 12 years or older, you get into that 15-year mark and you have any major repairs, a lot of times that repair is not worth what the cost of that repair is not worth what that unit is worth. You buy a new unit instead of putting a compressor in it. We get all new warranties. We're more efficient, etc., etc. And a lot of the old units out there are still R22 units, and they need to be upgraded to 410 and all that kind of stuff. But that's not to say that they just give up at that 15-year mark either. And that's the exact same thing I tell homeowners, because everybody always says, or wants to know, how much more time do I have? What's the average life expectancy? I tell everybody, give or take 15 years, because a good unit that's been maintained well, they've had good maintenance on it ever since it was new. The maintenance that has been performed on it has been done accurately and correctly and thoroughly and all that kind of stuff. I mean, you can get 20 years out of them. I mean, there's air conditioners out there that are 30 years old and still running right along just like the day they were new. They may not be as efficient as the new ones, but they're still running. I'm not a big believer in condemning equipment by any means just for fun. I would rather see, major problems, or problems with it, and then that gives a reason for repair. I am definitely, don't take anything I say here today. I am not that guy that goes out there and says, well, it's 10 years old, it's time for a new one, with nothing wrong with it and the thing's running just fine. But I am a big believer in, advising our clients on what they should be doing with their equipment, because I mean, for the most part, they don't do this for a living. They don't have any idea how long that unit should last. So once we get to that 15-year mark, be careful putting any major money into it. And I explain it to the homeowners just like that. If you don't want to invest more than what the unit's worth. Most people don't take a 20, 30-year-old truck or car and put a brand new motor in it. I mean, unless it's some kind of fancy car or truck or something like that. But on average, the average person doesn't do that. It's going to be pretty expensive. So, the price of that repair is not worth the price of the vehicle. So, air conditioners are no different, or furnaces, whatever. Well maintained, they can last a long time, but there comes a point where it needs to be replaced. And like I said, there's all kinds of benefits, warranty and efficiency and everything like that. But we do have to be efficient and comfortable with talking to our homeowners about when it is time for a new one. Because if, it's 20 years old and a fan motor goes out on it, yeah, we can replace a fan motor. Whatever your company charges for it, maybe it's not even that much. But, a few $100 or $500 or more or whatever it is, depending on what motor it is or where you work, that money could be invested to a new system. So, we can't be afraid of offering new equipment, because new equipment is beneficial. New equipment serves all kinds of benefit to our clients. And, we have to be willing to talk to them about that, because, so many techs out there steer away from replacing the equipment rather than just repairing it. And I think there are a lot of missed opportunities out there with that, because a lot of times it's more beneficial to replace than it is to repair. But a lot of times when I talk to homeowners, if it is an older system and they do have a decent amount of money in a repair, a lot of times I tell them we can do repair versus replace, and they can see the money on it and decide what they want to do, because it is up to them. It is their home, it is their equipment, and we have to remember that. but it is also our job to advise or counsel them in the right direction they should go with that. Because if they're going to be spending money one way or another, they probably want to know that they're spending it in the right area, and so that's part of our job, is to help them, with that decision. So, you know, whatever company you work for, whatever area you're in, they can tell you what they suggest. Or some companies have policies of, this is our age group where, you need to start talking to people about it. Don't be that salesman that just runs out there and condemns everything. I've met those guys before. I wouldn't want that done at my house, so I'm sure as hell not going to do it to somebody else's. We are supposed to be professionals. We are well certified, trained professionals in what we do. We should not be using that to be able to take advantage of anybody, as far as replacing equipment or whatever. So, be careful what you're doing out there, but there does come a time where everything needs to be replaced at some point. So, make sure you feel comfortable with that and know what your age groups are, know what the national averages are, and be able to know what the advantages are to replace the equipment instead of repair. So that's all I wanted to talk about today. Short and simple. It actually went a lot longer than I expected. There's probably a lot of rambling and stuff going on there. I do that a lot if you haven't noticed yet. But I don't know. If you like the rambling, make sure you hit the subscribe and hit the little bell icon so you get notifications every time a new video comes out. Like, share, and subscribe. Please, please subscribe. I don't see as many subscribers as I would like. I think my video, the analytics say that there's like 1.1% of my viewers are actually subscribed. So please subscribe and tell your friends to subscribe. But either way, like, share, and subscribe as often as possible. Thank you, and God bless.